Yesterday I had just amazing S3X with my wife. It was mind-blowing. And I want to share with you a bit about my experience, and I want to share with you so that you can take this into your relationship, into your marriage. Because S3X is important in a marriage and in a relationship. And I want to talk about some of the factors that makes mind-blowing S3X happen. Let's dive into it. Hi, my name is Nakula Das and I help men master their S3X energy so you can become a powerhouse both in and outside of the bedroom and ultimately unleash your God-given abilities. If you want to learn more about transmutation, practices to practice things like non-ejaculatory S3X, which was part of the experience yesterday, go take the free transmutation guide. All right, so mind-blowing S3X. My experience, I'm just gonna share my experience. You take what makes sense for you, drop the rest. It's just a sharing, a reflection. First of all, one thing that I've learned in my journey is that the best S3X is gonna be with someone that you have an emotional connection with and that you have a genuine love for. Not the drunk girl at the end of the club, you know? While you can have some great S3X on a one-night stand, or you can hook up and maybe that's hot and heavy and it definitely has a pleasure to it, it's not really going to be fulfilling. So what I'm qualifying as mind-blowing is fulfilling S3X. It doesn't just physically please you, but there's a pleasure of the mind, there's a pleasure of the emotion, and there's a union or a pleasure of the soul. So I believe that mind-blowing S3X hits on all of those dimensions. So one of the things was that when it was in the morning time and my wife was still sleeping, and I get up earlier than her, I'm generally reading and such, but I was looking at her and I was just admiring like her beauty. And I felt really attracted to her and just felt like, wow, like this is amazing. You know, as a man, we could admire the feminine form and be like, wow. But there's a difference between lust and admiration. I'm gonna distinguish that I wasn't like lusty, not like, you know, there's like lust, which is like initial attraction. You know, maybe a woman at the gym, a woman in the club, some woman you see down the street or on the beach, and there's this initial like rise of lust where it's like, whoa, she's hot. That's one thing. But what I'm talking is an admiration. Not just, oh, she's sexy. Yes, my wife is sexy. But also, this is my woman. This is my lover. This is my partner. This is my friend. So this was a much more like admiration. And of course, I've been really feeling a lot of love. And this is why I really believe the real essence of this was love. Is that I've been feeling a lot of love in my heart, really connected with God and feeling His love. And that love, when you feel His love, that love oozes out into everything you do, whether it's your work, whether it's your love making, whether it's you're drawing something, you're cooking something. It's about devotion. And that's how I felt. Like I felt devoted to her. And now it was morning time, so I'm stiff as a rock, as a good, healthy man should be, right? And so, yes, I'm also horny, right? And so I'm combining, that's alchemy. I'm combining the fact that I'm still in an animal body, like human, right? Like, rah, you know, but dovetailed with devotion, dovetailed with admiration, dovetailed with consciousness, marrying those two together. And so anyway, she woke up and we were hanging out. And then I said to her, oh, I really like, I can't remember the exact words, but basically I want you, but there's no time because I've got to, you know, I got to get to work and, you know, I've got responsibilities. And she said, there's always time. I was like, that's true. All right. Well. So anyways, we get started and it was interesting. It's like, I wanted to just like hold her, be with her, touch her, right? It was just like, it's like union, right? This idea of coming together as one. And so there was just like, again, it's hard to describe, but basically just a lot of hugging, touching, but spontaneous. I didn't plan it. It was just how I felt. And again, the essence is that I was feeling very devotional, very loving. And so I think that came across in the way that I showed up in the lovemaking. And I think that she really felt that as well, that the way that she received it. And so when we did come together in the physical sense, right, it was just like I felt this energy of devotion just like spark through me, and that's what's a non-ejaculatory orgasm. Know that I did not ejaculate. There was no orgasm that was reached on both of our parts. It was just about being together. And I also wasn't, you know, there's the type of like more like raw S3X, you're just like going at it, you're giving it hard, which don't get me wrong, I like that too. And you can do that with like some guys think non-ejaculatory sex, like you have to go soft. When you're really good at this practice, you can just like go at it and you can really like, you know, give it to her hard and do all that kind of stuff too, without ever having to ejaculate. But this wasn't like that. It was slow, there was dynamic, there was little bit of movement. So it was more like a Careza style S3X. And if you're not familiar with Careza, I've got videos about her. I've got a video about her on the channel. Just look it up on the channel where I explain the process of Careza. It's a beautiful practice that you can do. And so there was kissing, we were holding hands. It was really interesting because she had her hands above her head and my hands were like underneath her arms like this, holding her hands. And what I was doing was imagining like energy in both my hands connecting with her. And then at one point we put our foreheads together and I was running the microcosmic orbit. Now, if you're thinking, what the heck is this guy talking about? The microcosmic orbit and running energy through your hands? Watch the channel. I explain all of these processes. And this is what I teach in my Become a Sexual Alchemist training. So basically I was running my energy up and around through her and then back around. And we felt really, really connected. It was absolutely beautiful. I felt like it was real love making, because you can have sex with someone and still feel disconnected. I mean, let's be honest, guys, if you've ever had a one-night stand or you hooked up with someone and when it was done, you wanted to book it right away, or it felt like it didn't even happen, you could even blank it out. Like if guys are really honest, you could blank it out of your mind because you almost feel dirty about it after. You're kind of like, ugh, I want to get out of here, right? Because there's no emotion there. You don't actually care for this person. You've just exploited them for your own pleasure. Here's another factor. I wasn't high. I wasn't drunk. There was no need for substance. If you got to get drunk or high to do it with someone, you should, you know, double check whether that's appropriate. So to answer the question, how to have mind-blowing S3X, devotion. Have an emotional connection. Be devoted to that woman. Be vulnerable, be open, and make love to her. And not only will she enjoy that experience and open up to you, but you'll have an amazing experience. And here's the beauty of it, is that when the session is done, you've done it non-ejaculatory, you haven't depleted yourself, you'll actually feel an increase of energy, and that vibrancy will be increased in you, in her, and your bond and connection will be stronger outside of the bedroom, which makes your relationship and your marriage even stronger, your family bond even stronger. And now you can both take that energy and go co-create an awesome life together. I hope this helps you in your own relationship. Leave your experiences below. Let's really shift and change the culture around S3X. Make it great, but make it sacred. Hit subscribe on the video, hit the bell so you never miss a video. I appreciate you. I wish you all the best, great sex in the world, done in a loving and divine way. God bless.